Hello dear students. In this session I will continue some more problems on epsilon ijk symbol and delta ij symbol. Okay. So before that, in the previous session we have seen some properties which is depending on both epsilon and delta, right? So we will call that as epsilon delta symbol. Let us recall some of the things. So epsilon delta symbol, or we can say that as epsilon delta relation. So for one of the epsilon delta relation we will use in this session also, that is epsilon ijk epsilon pqk is equal to delta ip delta jq minus delta iq delta jp. Okay, and also we have seen that expressing a cross b in terms of epsilon ijk, that is nothing but vector a cross vector d is equal to epsilon ijk aj bk. And also we have seen in one of the session, that is expressing scalar triple product in a epsilon ijk terms, right? So now in this session let's prove some more identity using epsilon delta identity. Okay, so the first one is a cross b cross c is equal to a vector c into vector b minus vector a into vector b into vector c. You should be very careful about the brackets here. Okay, so what I will do is I will consider my LHS part and I will prove my LHS part is equal to this RHS part. So for that, first I will consider a cross b cross c as, since we know that cross product of two vectors can be write in this way, right? So using this I can move further. So I will rewrite this as vector a cross vector d, where this vector d is nothing but vector b cross vector c, right? So now we can write vector a cross vector d as epsilon ijk aj dk using this identity, right? So now I have to use the same identity for dk. Why? Because d is nothing but cross product of two vectors again. So we can write that as, I will retain epsilon ijk aj as it is. For dk, that means for b cross c, we can write brcs epsilon krs. I hope you are understanding the concept. See here, first we were having cross product of three vectors. I have just converted this cross product of three vectors to cross product of two vectors. Why? Because I know that cross product of two vectors is equal to this. Now what I have done is, this dk is nothing but again a cross product of two vectors. So I have just retained this part as it is, and for this part I have substituted the cross product of two vectors relation. Okay, so now we can write this as epsilon ijk into epsilon krs aj br cs. Now use epsilon delta relation for these two, that is from this. Okay, so this will be equal to delta ir delta js minus delta is delta jr into ag br cs as it is. Okay, so this will be equal to, just combine all the terms, you will get delta ir delta js aj br cs minus delta is delta jr aj br cs. I have just multiplied these terms to this. Okay, I will rewrite this as delta IRBR into delta JSCS minus delta ISCS delta JRBR into AJ. AJ is common in these two terms, right? So I can write in this way. So now this is equal to, use substitution property here, here, we can use substitution property, right? So delta IRBR gives you BI, delta JSCS gives you CJ, minus here you will get CI, here you will get BJ into AJ as it is. So this is nothing but AJ CJ BI minus AJ BJ CI. What is this? This is nothing but vector A vector C into vector B minus vector A vector B into vector C. This is what we are supposed to prove, right? So this is one of the identity. Using your epsilon delta identity, we have proved this vector identity. Now let's move to next one. This is the next one. So we have to prove vector A cross vector B into vector C cross vector D is equal to vector A vector C into vector B vector D and vector A dot vector D into vector B dot vector C. So again what I will do is, I will consider vector A cross vector B as capital vector A and vector C cross vector D as capital vector B. So if I consider my LHS part, this will be equal to vector A dot vector B, right? So I can write this as, instead of writing the arrow mark, we can write vector A for ith component into vector B with respect to ith component. So now we know that AI and BI, that is, if I compare this with this, we can write A suffix I, that is component I, as vector A cross vector B ith component into vector C cross vector D into ith component. Again we know these two values, right? We have seen the result for these two. So we can write vector A cross B for ith component as epsilon ijk aj bk into epsilon irs cr ds. So write down epsilon terms one side and remaining terms to the other side. Again use epsilon delta relation. So we can write this as delta jr delta ks minus delta js delta kr into aj bk cr ds. So we can write this as delta jr delta ks cr ds minus delta js delta kr cr ds into aj bk. So again use substitution property for these two and for these two. Here for these two and for these two, you will get cj dk minus dj ck into aj bk. So this is nothing but aj cj into dk bk minus aj dj into bk ck. So using vector notation, I can write this as vector A dot vector C into vector B dot vector D minus vector A dot vector D into vector B dot vector C. So this is the vector identity we can prove using epsilon delta symbol. Okay. The next identity is vector b cross c, vector c cross a, vector a cross b is equal to abc whole square. We have to prove this. For this, we can consider this as LHS as b cross c, c cross a cross b as vector a, vector b, vector c, where vector a is b cross c, vector b is c cross a, and vector c is a cross b. So for this we can write epsilon ijk ai bj ck, right? Because we know that vector a, vector b, vector c is equal to epsilon ijk ai bj ck. We know this. Using this I can write vector a, vector b, vector c as epsilon ijk ai bj ck. So now what is ai? Ai is nothing but b cross c with respect to ith component. So this is equal to epsilon ipq bp cq, right? Similarly, what is bj? Bj is c cross vector a into j. This is epsilon jmn cman, and vector ck is vector a cross vector b into k. This is epsilon krs arbs, right? Now what we have to do, we have to substitute these values here, ai bj ck, and again use the epsilon delta relation. Okay, so this will be equal to epsilon ijk epsilon ipq epsilon jmn epsilon krs. The remaining thing is bp cq cm an arbs. So first I will apply epsilon delta relation to epsilon ijk and epsilon ipq. So what we will get? Delta jp delta kq minus delta jq delta kp into bp cq, retain as it is. So cm an arbs, remaining is epsilon jmn epsilon krs. Now we have to use the substitution property, right? Before that I will combine these two things with this. So we will get delta ip bp delta kq cq minus delta jq cq delta kp bp into these terms remains as it is. So now use substitution property. You will get bj, this is j, right? Okay, bj ck minus cj bk into cman arbs epsilon jmn epsilon krs. So I have just retained the terms as it is. Now multiply these terms with these two terms. Okay, so after multiplication you will get epsilon jmn epsilon krs bj ck bs ancm, right, minus epsilon jmn epsilon krs cman arbs cj bk. Here I have just left out some terms, bj ck bs an and one more is ar. So now this is nothing but epsilon jmn bj cm cn. I can group these two terms one side and epsilon krs ck ar bs to another side. Similarly, even this term can be divided as epsilon jmn cm an, this is an, right, into epsilon krs into bk ar bs. Now we know that these terms is nothing but your triple scalar triple product, right? So I can write this as, I will take minus outside. Before that, let's write the thing as it is. So this is nothing but vector b, vector c, vector a. This is nothing but vector c, vector a, vector b, minus this is vector c, vector c, vector a, and this is vector b, vector b, vector a. So if two vectors are equal, box product of this will be 0 and this will be 0. So you will left out with vector b, vector c, vector a into vector c, vector a, vector b. I will rewrite this as minus 1 into vector a, vector c, vector b minus 1 into vector a, vector c, vector b. So since we are interchanging the terms, I have multiplied the minus 1 because we know that vector a cross b is equal to minus of vector b cross a, right? So we are interchanging means I have to multiply this minus. So you will get these two terms. This is nothing but, again if I interchange c and b, you will get one more minus sign. So minus into minus will become plus. This is vector a, vector b, vector c. Even here I have to interchange c and b as b to c. So again you will get one more minus. Minus into minus is plus. So this is vector a, vector b, vector c. So if I multiply these two things, I will get vector abc whole square. So this is all about the problems using epsilon delta relation. We are able to prove many vector identities, right? So now let's move to next topic, that is comma notations. Okay, so we will use comma notations in order to represent the function in a partial differential equations. So for if I consider a function phi as phi of x comma y comma z, or phi of x1 comma x2 comma x3, if I consider in this way, I can apply summation convention, right? So phi of xi, this is phi of xi. So from this I can differentiate phi with respect to xi. Differentiating phi with respect to xi partial is nothing but dou phi by dou xi. Using comma notation, I can write this as phi comma I. Okay, this comma is nothing but the notation of your dou by dou x, or you can say that it is a notation of your partial derivative. So this is how we will use comma notation in your continuum mechanics. So similarly, if I write phi comma ij, this comma ij will be in the suffix of your phi. Don't write next to phi. Okay, so this is equal to, I can write this as dou by dou xj. With respect to j, we are differentiating dou phi by dou xi. So we know that phi comma I is dou phi by dou xi. So phi comma ij is nothing but dou by dou xj into dou phi by dou xi. Okay, so this is nothing but dou square phi by dou xj dou xi. So similarly, what is phi comma ii? This is, if you want to write in this form, first write it dou by dou xi into dou phi by dou xi, which is nothing but dou square phi by dou xi square. Right? So this is about comma notation. For this I can write the example as phi comma 1 is nothing but dou phi by dou x1. Phi comma 1 1 means dou square phi by dou x1 square. Similarly, phi comma 2 1 is nothing but dou square phi by dou x2 into dou x1. Phi comma 1 2 as dou square phi by dou x1 dou x2. Okay, so this is about comma notation. Now using comma notation we can solve some of the problems. We will look at those problems. First one is prove that xi comma j is equal to delta ij. Okay, we have to prove this. So we can write this using comma notation as, if I have phi comma I means dou phi by dou xi, right? So if I have xi comma j, in the place of phi I have x, so I can write dou x. For numerator x we have I. Okay, for denominator it is j, the suffix is j. So I can write xi comma j as dou xi by dou xj. So for different values of I, your function changes. Here there is no change in your function. Function is constant. If the function is constant, you will write comma directly. If the function is changing, then you will write in this way. Okay. So I can write this as xi comma j as dou xi by dou xj. This is equal to, I have to prove this is equal to delta ij, right? That means you can observe, if I is equal to j, dou x1 by dou x1 is 1. If I is not equal to j, then differentiating x1 with respect to x2 gives you 0. That means dou xi by dou xj takes two values. One is 1 if I is equal to j, and it is 0 if I is not equal to j. What is this? This is the definition of our delta ij symbol, right? So xi comma j is nothing but delta ij. The next thing we have to prove is xm xn comma I is equal to delta m1 xn plus xm into delta ni. So again I can write this, my LHS part as, so this is just that in the place of phi I have xm xn. So I can write this as dou by dou xi into xm xn. So in order to differentiate this, I will use the product rule of differentiation. So this is nothing but xm into dou xn by dou xi plus xn into dou xm by dou xi. Okay. So retain xm as it is. What is dou xn by dou xi using this? Using the first problem. This is nothing but delta ni, right? So I will retain xn as it is. This is nothing but delta mi. So this is how we will prove the problems in using comma notation. Okay, this is I, this is not 1. Let's prove one more problem. So we have to prove xm comma I is equal to 2xi. So xmi can be written as dou by dou xi into xm, right? So using product rule, we can write this as xm into dou xm by xi plus xm into dou xm by dou xi. So retain xm as it is. This is nothing but xm comma I plus xm into xm comma I. So again I can write this as xm into delta mi plus xm into delta mi. So from this we can write, for these two use your substitution properties. So if you use substitution property here, you will get xi plus xi. This is nothing but 2xi. So this is what the required result. I will continue some more problems in the next session. Thank you.